Thank you for joining the City of Kingston's Common Council at our Rules public hearing. Today is Thursday, November 5th. My name is Andrea Schott, the Council President. Before we begin, we would like to go over a few guidelines to help us navigate the system as efficiently and respectfully as possible. We ask that members of the public and press remain muted and off camera for the length of the meeting. Reserve the right to mute anyone who unmutes themselves. Council members and city staff will control their own mute. Good practice would be to mute yourself if you are not speaking to avoid feedback. If a council member or staff wishes to speak, they will raise their hands. The chairperson will call on them to speak by stating their name clearly for our audio listeners. Although this is a public hearing, so we won't actually be the chair. All of our meetings are recorded, both video and written transcription available to the public on the city's website. If you have any audio issues, send a text message to number 845-594-6120. Please note that phone call will not be answered during the meeting. The number to text is 845-594. As the organizer, I reserve the right to block and pause the meeting to eject anyone who has behaved inappropriately. We have in attendance the Chair of Laws and Rules, Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel, Laws and Rules Committee members, Alderman Worthington, Alderman Rennie Scott Childress, Alderman Patrick O'Reilly, and non-voting council member, Alderwoman Michelle Hirsch. City staff, we have City Clerk Elisa Tinty and City Engineer John Schultes. Thank you for your patience during these difficult times, and on behalf of the Common Council, I wish you and your family good health. For the Chair, Alderman Jeffrey Ventura.
Good evening. This is Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel. Today's date is November 5th, 2020. This public hearing has been called by the Laws and Rules Committee of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, regarding the disposal of a portion of North Street. It is now 6:34 p.m. and I'm calling this public hearing to order. Before we go on to speakers, we have City Engineer John Schultes here to make a presentation on the issue. John?
Thank you, Chairman. I do have a screen share to share with you, and I see I'm now a presenter. So
you're good now, John.
Okay, I'm gonna start the presentation here. Can everyone see my screen? Whoops. No. Give me just a second here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, there you go.
Good. Okay. Let me back up here. Okay, this is a public hearing on the subject of vacating and transferring ownership of approximately 6 acres of land in North Street, lying north of the lands of North Street Brickworks, LLC, also known as Hudson Brickyard, and running north about 1 mile to the city boundary. The surrounding owner, Corey Waters, LLC, has asked that the city convey the right-of-way to them. This portion of North Street has not been used or maintained as a public road for many years. A little background. The city is currently constructing a multi-use trail known as the Hudson River Brickyard Trail, partly within the limits of North Street and partly along a new alignment. The trail will be within an easement to be granted to the city by Corey Waters at the same time that North Street is vacated and conveyed to Corey Waters. The Brickyard Trail, when complete, will become part of the city's network of trails and will also be part of the Empire State Trail. I'm going to present a map of the vicinity. This is a map of the overall area. You can see the Hudson River running near the middle of this exhibit, and towards the bottom would be Kingston Point Park, and towards the north would be the Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge. And you can see a property that's highlighted in green That is the property of Corey Waters. And you can see running through that a green and yellow line. That's the proposed alignment of the trail that's under construction. For the next graphic, I'll zoom in a little closer into the subject property. Here's that same property owned by Corey Waters. We've zoomed in, and the Hudson River you can still see somewhat on the right of this image. The yellow line running through here is the portion of North Street that's being considered for abandonment and sale to Corey Waters. And the orange line is the alignment of the trail that's under construction now. So you can see that the two are partly together and then partly diverged for part of the alignment. So once again, the image is the first graphic depicted the vicinity, and the second graphic depicted the limits of North Street that are proposed to be vacated and conveyed to Corey Waters. The area of the land is about 6 acres. The graphic also depicted the easement that Corey Waters will convey to the city for trail purposes, shown in orange. The area of that easement is about 9 acres. It is partly overlapping the former North Street right-of-way and partly on a new alignment. Other considerations for this request. With regard to utilities, there are no city utilities now or planned to be constructed in the portion of North Street proposed to be conveyed. Central Hudson does have a gas main in a portion of North Street. It is understood that Corey Waters will grant to Central Hudson an easement for the gas main for that portion that was formerly within North Street. City staff have certain roles relative to this request. The city engineer and myself has reviewed a legal description of the land that is to be conveyed. The city planner is working on a finding as to whether the right-of-way is surplus, and the city assessor is working on a valuation of the right-of-way. There is tonight a public comment opportunity, and that we'll open a public comment period that will run until November 19th at 4 p.m. This presentation that I've just given will be available on the city's public engagement website, which is www.engagekingston.com. And the public may make comments at that website or make comments in writing to the city clerk by mail or the drop box located at City Hall. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I've completed my presentation. I'll return it to you to accept any public comments that there might be.
Thank you, John. I see we have no speakers that signed up for tonight. I see that there are 4 callers online. Should we unmute them now? Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah, I could unmute and then you could ask if there are any callers. I mean, this is a public hearing on this issue, so comments would only be for this issue. I could unmute everybody. I asked that the council and staff mute themselves quickly, so I don't have to worry about that. And then you could ask for any call or speakers for, and then speakers against. So I will unmute now. All right, you're good.
All right. Are there any speakers in favor of the disposal of a portion of North Street? Any speakers in favor? Any speakers in favor? Are there any speakers? Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. This is Pamela Richardson with Scenic Hudson, and I just wanted to thank the council and the members of the committee for hearing this matter today. We do think that it will be a positive move for the city, as it will help to progress the completion of the transfer of the permanent easement to the city and allow the city to access its grant funds that have been assured through the state grant program. So again, we wanted to thank you for hearing this at this time, and should there be further questions, we are available to respond.
Thank you.
Jeffrey, Pamela, can you just have your name and address for the record? We forgot to ask that.
Sure. So my name is Pamela Richardson, and I am an attorney with Scenic Hudson, and we are located in Poughkeepsie at 1 Civic Center Plaza.
Thank you.
Did you know that, Elisa?
I'm sorry, what, Jeffrey?
Oh, did you catch that?
Is it 1 Civic Center, Poughkeepsie? Is that what you said?
Yes, 1 Civic Center Plaza.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other callers in favor? Any other callers in favor? Are there any callers against the disposal of a portion of North Street? Any callers against? Any callers against? Okay, hearing no other comments, the public comment period will remain open until November 19th at 4 p.m. Comments can be submitted in writing to the city clerk, Elisa Tinti. And that concludes this public hearing. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you. Good evening.
See you next week, I guess.
Yes.
Right? Here's Thursday.